Hey, fellow Sojourners, good to see you. Actually, I can't see you.
So you're on whenever you're ready.
All right. Yeah, as you know, we've been talking about the Everyday Peacemakers Conference that's coming up in October, and we just wanted a chance to share a little bit more with you guys about what our experience. There's several of us from Sojourners that were at the conference at another church last year, and that's the reason we're bringing it back to Woodland this year, because we felt it was so powerful. So Brianna was there, and Steve Burke was there, and I was there. We're just each going to share a little bit of some of our experiences to help you get an idea of what it might be like if you chose to go.
Anybody comments about it?
Here, we'll cut to Spot looking Kevin's legs. Yes.
Hi guys. Are we going yet or no?
Yeah, we're going. We're going. This is all everybody's gonna see this.
Hi friends. I'm Brianna. I'm excited to share just a little bit about what I experienced at Peacemakers last year. The idea of living as a peacemaker can seem daunting and huge. But one of the things that this conference or this workshop did for me is it gave me really small practical steps of how to live as an everyday peacemaker. Where I didn't feel like I had to go move to Syria in order to be a peacemaker. But these are things that I could take into my own family or my neighborhood or just my own community.
So I'm Steve, and this is Spot right here, and so Spot is very loving. Dog cannot hold her liquor. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the Peacemakers Conference too, because I went last fall and I really enjoyed it, you guys, and I really am hopeful that a lot of Sojourners are going to go to this. I think it's going to bless a lot of people, and I think we as Sojourners are going to be a blessing to people because of this conference.
You just got a full-fledged bath from the
dog. So at the conference, if you were to actually go, here's some of the things you would experience. There's some great short teachings by Jer Swigert and John Huckins, two young, awesome, dynamic guys from out west. And the teachings are relatively short, but really, really beautiful and powerful. They just are about what peace is all about, shalom, restoring wholeness to people's lives, to broken lives all around us.
I kind of, in my own arrogant human nature head, kind of felt like, I don't really need to go to that conference, but honestly, I am so glad I did, because there was so, like Brianna said, there was so much practical stuff, and there was simple stuff that made me go, I want to do that. I want to be like these people. I want to do the things they're doing, and I'm not doing them. And I want a community around me that wants to do these things. And so I took away so much from this conference.
One of the things I really liked the most and that stood out to me was we sat around our table with a full map of the Twin Cities metro area, and we had markers, and they asked us just to start marking and circling and discovering and pointing out areas of need in our cities. What are some of the areas of economic depression or high crime, or what are some of the areas of cultural diversity that are all around us? And just to start physically, tangibly marking those on this map and becoming aware of the Twin Cities, places we drive through all the time that we might not even open our eyes and recognize. But as we sat around a map and we started to share what we knew, we realized there's so much going on. There's so many ways to bring shalom to these areas.
So one of the things that I just so appreciated, I guess, and took away is that the main story that they used to talk about being peacemakers is the story of the Good Samaritan. And they really broke it down into 4 chunks, 4 ways in which we can reflect the ways in the mission of the Good Samaritan. And the first way, what we notice in that story is that the Good Samaritan, right, he saw. So the first principle or the first practice of being an everyday peacemaker is to simply see, to live with eyes wide open and to pay attention to your community, your neighborhood. So see is the first of the 4 practices of being a peacemaker. And the second one, which was drawn from the Good Samaritan, is contend. So you don't just see your neighborhood or see areas where peace could be restored, but you also contend and you decide to do something about it. And the third principle or practice is immerse. So you see, you contend, and you immerse. You enter into that place, those relationships that could be restored, and you take it upon yourself to be a peacemaker. And then the fourth and final practice was restore. And you get to participate in the process of restoring broken relationships. And like Kevin said, bringing forth the shalom of God's creation.
It was a real good hands-on teaching of a really gospel-centered principle. of the fact that relationships can be broken like a pot. But as a community comes around to those broken pieces, the pot can be put back together. And the coolest part is those where they were broken, that actually becomes the strengths. And the community now is stronger than it ever was before it was broken. And just the way they tied that into mission and what God's mission is that he wants to accomplish through us, and that's our role to go out and redeem that part of the kingdom and build it up, that we can actually participate in making it stronger than it ever was. I'm called to that. You're called to that. We're looking for people to do that together with.
We'd really love it for all of you to pray about going. And we, as I said last week at the Learning Community, we'd love to see each house church think communally and strategically about who to send to this conference. We'd love for this conference to not just be an event that some of us go to and then enjoy, but then it doesn't change anything. We'd love to send the right people and make it possible for them to go, so that what happens after the conference really changes us over the long haul. So we'd love to see each house church talking about this, praying about this week and next week, and then sending teams of APEST gifts who then can come and bring the conference back for everybody else, and then move our whole community forward into healing and shalom and mission and relationship in our cities. So thanks for listening.